there are several ways to find an accommodation here in Tallinn, Estonia. International students here in Estonia do not need additional work permit. However, there's only one condition that one I'm back to answer the second part of the frequently asked questions, and welcome to the channel. My name is RJ, and if you're new to the channel, most of my video contents are related to being a foreign student here in Tallinn, Estonia. I'm also sharing my insights and experiences living abroad. Last time, I've answered some of your frequently asked questions that you guys have left in my comment section, as well as the direct messages that I received in my Instagram. I've tried to shed some light on some of the various information that one has to know before moving here in Tallinn, Estonia. Today, I'm going to try and dissect the two most asked and probably the most important aspect when it comes to moving in Estonia. Those are the living situation and finding a place to stay and looking for a job. So there are several ways to find an accommodation here in Tallinn, Estonia, especially if you're coming here to the country as a foreign student. Universities will going to have a section in their website which offers students to stay in the dormitory within the vicinity of the university. So in my case, I was able to find a place before moving here to Estonia, and I was able to secure a slot in the dormitory near the school. You have to make sure that you have successfully managed and researched the areas that the university is trying to offer to you, because some of the universities will going to offer dormitories which are not within the vicinity. Probably it's 1 or 2 bus rides away. The housing really depends on the quality of the house, the size, as well as the location, and sometimes season also varies or affects the price of a particular place. Usually during spring, there's a tendency that the prices will going to go up because international students as well as Erasmus students are looking for a place to stay. So in terms of the range, dormitories would, during my time, ranges from 100 to 250, where the private room with a shared bathroom and amenities usually would cost between 200 to 350. Now, the price range when it comes to living in a studio apartment just like mine is between 350 to 450. So it really depends on the location as well as the size of the place that you're going to live at. So just keep in mind that utilities and electricities are not included in this price, and there are also instances if you are planning to look for a place, broker's fee will going to be added into the amount. So broker's fee or the assistance fee of a person will going to be between 20% of the total cost of the rent or the full rent. So you just have to make sure that you read everything before signing a contract. Contract is also important when it comes to getting a place. Also, when it comes to looking for postings and advertisements, aside from the school recommendations, you can also find some of the postings at CT24 or kv.ee. So those are the two websites that I think has the most recommendations or postings when it comes to accommodation. Also, you can check the Facebook Market, because most of the time Facebook Market also provides information when it comes to living accommodation. I have also shared the information down to the description box below, so do check them out. If you feel that this video will going to help you achieve your plan to become an international student here in Estonia in the future, I hope you consider subscribing to the channel and hit the notification bell icon so you won't miss any of my succeeding videos and contents. International students here in Estonia do not need additional work permit. However, there's only one condition that one has to satisfy, and that is it should not interfere with the studies. So I believe that I have already shared this information in my previous video, that you have to satisfy and complete a specific number of credits or ECTs in order for you to be accepted to the following semester. So it is very important that a student needs to complete and be a full-time student in order for him or her to have the residence permit and not be revoked. You also have to make sure that you're going to finish the study program in the nominal period. Also, it is important that before starting a new job, you have to review all the contract that the company will going to offer you. In this way, you are formalizing everything from paying the tax, for having a security of healthcare, as well as providing you with the necessary information that one employee should have. Because there are other places here in Estonia also that operates under the table, meaning they were just going to pay you in cash and they will not going to provide you benefits that an employee will going to also get. So there should always be a written contract between an employee and an employer. So you're still going to be considered as an employee even though you are only a part-time worker. It's all non-EU students or graduates has the right to stay in Estonia for up to 9 months to look for a job. So graduating is very important to ensure that you will going to be able to land a job once you finish your studies. After finding the job, that's the time that you can apply for the temporary residence permit for work. That is why I'm always stressing the importance of finishing the program and making sure that the work will not going to interfere with your studies. Traveling has always been my passion, and I'm keen to explore new things and discover new places on a very tight budget. I've already been to almost 40 countries, and I have already shared some of my recent travels, and if you have time, you can watch my video travels, and you can find the links in the description box below. Working hours for international student has no limit. However, in order for you to be allowed to study and work at the same time, you have to find a balance between work and study. You need to complete at least 30 ECTs in order for you to be accepted to the following semester, and you have to make sure that you'll be able to finish the program within the given period. If the student wishes to have a full-time job and study at the same time, it's going to be quite difficult, to be honest. However, I know some people who were able to manage it successfully. They were able to finish the studies as well as having a full-time job. So technically, it is really possible. So if you're very good in time management, I'm definitely sure that you'll be able to manage it successfully. So when it comes to the salary, the gross income usually ranges as a full-time employee will be 1,310 euros. The minimum salary is about 584, and the per hour is usually 3.48. So just try to make a computation if that will going to satisfy the budget that you're going to have, the tuition fee that you're going to pay, and the living expenses. Because I was working here part-time during the time that I arrived. It was a bit of a struggle to balance work and studies, and at the same time not earning as much as I would have. So the only suggestion that I could provide is to make sure that you have secured your tuition fee and then the cost of living and so on. So having a savings is almost not possible during the time that you are working and studying at the same time. I'm just going to be completely honest and blatant about that if you strive to work hard and maintain and able to maintain the balance between work and studies, then of course you can also do it. But as for me personally, I was not able to save that much during the time that I was doing my studies and work. So there's always going to be a different story. If you are coming here as a family, whether or not you will be able to survive with that kind of salary. So answer is depends on the kind of lifestyle that your family will going to have, as well as the expenses that you are going to end up with each and every month. So going to come here as an international student and then you have a child, I'm not really sure if the education of the child will going to be covered. I'm not really sure, but if there are some people who knows the answer to this question, kindly leave them on the comment section so that we can share the information and knowledge. So there you go, guys. Those are some of my insights and information that I wanted to share when it comes to accommodation and looking for a job here in Estonia as a foreign student. I encourage everyone to keep posting the questions that you have in mind. Also, let's continue this conversation, and you can also follow me on my Instagram account, direct message me some of your questions, and I'm going to try and answer them as much as I can. If you enjoy watching this video, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. You can also follow along with my journey. And yeah, this is going to be it from me for today. See you on my next video. Travel and adventure.